Welcome back to part 2 of rebuilding this Astro. So I got her back in the garage. This is where it's going to sit. I've already taken the garage door opener down. Now let's get it up on some jack stands and get some tires off. Alright, she's up on some stands. Not full height yet, but this is enough to work on for now. I got to empty the interior next. Well, yet. But right now, I cleaned off these threads, put some blaster on them. Now we're going to see how the impact does and see if they come off. They haven't been off in a while, so. Just putting a little bit of heat into these bolts, and then once I get all these loose, then I'll work on disconnecting the brake line that you can see hanging there, the e-brake line. I'll pull the drive shaft, and we'll get this rear axle out of here. Getting the drive shaft out here, and these are really easy to do. You just got these little caps that sit on here. They're just held in by 2 bolts with a 5/16 hex on them. Just take those off there, 2 on the other side. And then put a little screwdriver behind here, pop it out, and it'll slip out of your joint up there, and you'll be good to go. Normally you don't have this much room, so, sorry. Got the rear axle out, drive shaft, gas tank, some other miscellaneous pieces. Those are going to get stored. So now underneath it, we are looking pretty bare. All the way from the rear, it's all the way up to the transfer case. I can't take these out yet. I have to move my jack stands before I can do that. But no, I'm just going to be underneath here, you know, doing things like removing the brake line. I'll pull the rear AC lines out. I'll do all that kind of work now, get it all cleaned up, and then we'll go from there. Here's a look at what the interior is looking like right now. Pulled all my camping setup out, pulled all the old passenger style interior out of it. I haven't run the seats in a long time, but I had all the carpet and all the side panels in there yet. So you can see we do have some issues on the floor, but that is why we are doing this project. So that's all starting because of rust. Thank you, Salt. And I got some wiring to finish up yet. You can see where I have my onboard air compressor. That was tucked up behind that panel behind the jack before. I'm going to remove the rear AC for sure, and I probably won't put it back in. I haven't even bothered to recharge my air conditioning system in the last 4 years anyways. So you can also see I got my lights set up for inside here. Makes it really nice inside, especially when you're working in here. It's plenty bright for when you're camping, but so that's how the interior is right now. I gotta pull that panel out yet, but no big deal about that. Well, I'm skipping around a bit because I'm a bit impatient, so I want to get some actual work done on it instead of just tearing stuff apart. So I'll show you what I got going on with the rockers here. So I am replacing these rocker panels with steel tubing and that kind of structure here, so that they're a little stronger than they used to be. So you can see I got it cut open on the end there. Some lovely crap that's accumulated over the last 20 years. And this is what I've come up with so far for what I'm going to do for my rockers. So that's an 1.5 by 2.5 tube on the left there, and then just some 2.5 flat bar and a little bit of round stock on the end there. And I think that'll give me a pretty good profile. Give me a little bigger lip on the edge here. That's alright. And then it'll fit nicely down in there. So that's what I'm going to go with. And now I will take this, instead of making it a 3/8 of an inch wide, I'll make it 6.5 feet long. And then I'll cut all this crap out. Here we go. So I'm getting some more access to the rocker panels and that kind of stuff. So pulled the front door, did it myself, not really recommended. Bring a friend. And I'm about ready to pull the slider. So I'm going to have it attached to that 2x4 which goes across the rack and is tied on the other side. And that'll hold up the back half of the door. And then I will be able to pull these off and handle the door myself. I'm pretty sure the sliding door weighs less than the front doors, based on picking it up. But so there we go. There's my door. So yeah. We'll get that off, and then we'll have complete access to everything I want to do. There we go, got the sliding door off, wasn't too bad. I started poking at the rust. I knew it was bad. I just got out of the way, so I got to get a new panel here. That won't be too bad. Now the next thing is going to be to cut these rockers out. So I kind of got my line of where I'm going to cut, and then I don't know where I'm going to cut on the back side yet. We'll get there. So what I'm doing is replacing that with this. This is some tube steel and some plate welded on there, and this is my new rocker panel. So this should be a little sturdier than that. got some more progress going on here. So I have got the old rocker panel cut out completely, all the way down. And this is my new one. See the cross section right there where it tapers up. That'll be down here. So now I will get some more blocks and some jacks, and I will set it up there, and then I will finalize grinding everything in there so it's a good fit. And here we go. You can see where we got this all tucked up in there. It sits right behind that little lip I left on the rocker. And then she goes all the way down. The curve fits perfect because these vans are a little wider in the middle, so they curve out like that. So now I'm going to get the welder out and start tacking it in place, and we'll see how she goes. So I did a little more than tack it. We're almost finished welded, at least on the front side here. The back side, not so much, because there's crap in the way that I want to get out of the way before I actually weld it all in. But we do have enough where I can support the back of the van on this. So now at least this quarter of the van is supported by this rocker panel, which is awesome. And I'm not crushing it. And that meant that I could pull my leaf springs out, which mounted right there. So I was using that as my support. So I could pull this leaf spring out, which I've got sitting here, compared to my new one, which, if you notice, is considerably longer. Similar arc, similar weight rating, but those are Chevy 64-inch, which come out of the full-size GM trucks. So what that will let me do is articulate better. They will flex more and easier. I might have them re-arced a little bit higher. That's really that's the highest factory one I could find. So I started with that, and then I'll see where I want to end up once I get them in on the vehicle. And yeah, we're making good progress here. What I might do, so this is the front hanger that I have. So the front is, because this is an unequal length, rear is 26, front is 28, and this is 32 and 32. So which means that this is 4 inches longer, or that one is 4 inches longer up here. But I'm moving the rear axle back 2 inches, which would be right there. And the center to center distance on this is 4. So right now it's in the center, or ish. If I just remake these plates and I line up my new mounting hole below the one of them, that will be my front hanger done. And that'll be real easy. I won't have to remake all these brackets on the van, which will be nice as long as they are in good enough condition for me to reuse. Then I will do that. The rear hanger is going to be completely different. That's going to move back 8 inches. So that will almost be at the back of the van. So if you take that hanger and move it back 8, I mean, you are way back here. So I'll have to be careful with my bumper so I don't hit it. But, so yeah, that's how that goes. I think I'm going to end this portion here, and then I will start the next portion of the next video after this one. So thanks everybody for following along so far, and hope everybody has a wonderful day.